tired of getting tooth decay, having cavities, needing fillings, having chalky, weak, sensitive teeth, then you're going to want to know how to remineralize them naturally, because that's going to help you make your teeth harder and stronger and reduce your risk for tooth decay. I'm Dr. Rachel, holistic dentist with 30 years experience, and I'm going to share with you some hints and tips and secrets on how you can have strong teeth and avoid the dental drill. So we need to discuss the science behind tooth remineralization and what some effective and natural methods are that you can employ to make that happen. What is tooth remineralization? Well, let me put another way. It's about rehardening your teeth. Your teeth are made up of minerals. When you eat something sugary or acidic, or you have plaque bacteria eating sugars from your diet, they produce acids, and that demineralizes your teeth. It strips the minerals out of your tooth, and it makes them porous, it makes them weak, and it makes them prone to cavities. So we'll look at demineralization first. This is how acidic foods and drinks erode your teeth. That wears away your enamel, and that leads to demineralization. There are the plaque bacteria. When you eat sugar or you have food, particularly carbohydrate matter, in between your teeth or around your teeth that you haven't cleaned away effectively, plaque bacteria feed on that. They then breed and multiply very rapidly, and you get more and more of the bacteria. Now, as a byproduct, they poo. They create lactic acid. That's their poo, and they poop that on your teeth, and that weakens your enamel further, and it makes the teeth chalky and porous, and then the bacteria can actually invade inside your tooth, and your tooth starts to rot. And when that happens, we have to amputate that rotten part of your tooth, which means we have to drill it away, and then we have to place a restoration to help rebuild your tooth. So we want to create an environment that tips the scales in favor of rehardening, not weakening. So when there's demineralization, you're too acidic, it's too much bacteria, not enough saliva, not enough brushing and cleaning going on, and you will get decay. If we tip the scales the other way, we're going to get remineralization. So that comes by brushing and cleaning, removing the plaque, and creating an environment where you've got a good, strong, healthy microbiome with good bacteria, and you've also got an environment that's more neutral in its pH or tending towards alkaline, and you've got a good supply of minerals coming through from your diet and into your saliva that is going to be our stockpile that we can use to supply your teeth with minerals again. Your teeth are constantly, every day, they will dissolve and reharden, demineralize and remineralize. That is the role of our saliva, and we need to support that by doing the right things. So saliva neutralizes acids. It's got enzymes in there, it's got good bacteria, and it's got lots of minerals, and that should be bathing and coating your teeth and helping to reharden and remineralize the enamel. It's going to put those minerals back into the shelving and the scaffold of your teeth. Now, to do that, you need to be eating well. You need to be getting a lot of calcium and phosphates in your diet. They get taken up from food and from drinks, and it comes into your saliva and it remineralizes your teeth. So it's like these little particles floating around, and then anywhere there's a tiny little gap, it goes into the tooth and fills that in, and you don't have that demineralized porous area anymore. So we've got to make sure that we're not getting too much demineralization so that we can keep your teeth nice and strong. So let's have a look at some ways in which you can do that naturally. We need, as I've touched on, calcium and phosphorus. Now, you're going to get calcium from nuts and seeds, things like salmon and sardines. You eat the little bones in there, and that helps to reharden your teeth. Phosphorus you're also going to get from nuts and seeds. You're going to get calcium from green leafy vegetables, and guess what? You get phosphorus from them as well. Then vitamin D, you get that from the sun. So you want to get out and get a tan if you can, but you also get it in things like cod liver, organ meats. You'll get a little bit in your sardines and salmon as well. And essentially, it's probably one things I would encourage supplements, because to get the high levels of vitamin D that our body actually needs is quite hard from the diet. We don't get enough time in the sun to do that, so maybe a vitamin D3 supplement, and I would combine that with vitamin K2, because the vitamin D3 helps you take in the calcium, and vitamin K2 helps you determine where it needs to go. It's like the controller saying, okay, go left, turn right, now to the teeth, remineralize, out in the saliva, boom. How do we support your saliva to be stimulated enough and in high enough quantities to wash those teeth in those mineral rich liquids? Well, one of the things you can do is chew sugar-free gum made from xylitol and has xylitol in it, and you chew that after your meals, or if you're not a chewing gum fan, then you can suck on xylitol mints. I don't like you having chewing gum if you've still got silver amalgam fillings, because it can accelerate mercury release from them, and I've done other videos on that which you can watch in your own time. If you have a sugar-free gum that has xylitol in, it does two things, or a sugar-free mint with xylitol. Two things: stimulates saliva production, so you get a good, steady, strong flow of saliva. You're going to bring all those minerals in, and that's going to help reharden the teeth. It's an alcohol sugar. It doesn't spike your insulin. What it does is it helps improve your oral health, because the bacteria that are responsible for tooth decay love xylitol. They love it more than traditional sugar. And they eat that and they're like, wow, fantastic, xylitol. Unfortunately for them, their metabolism cannot handle xylitol, and it all goes haywire, and it doesn't matter how much more they eat, they can't actually absorb any of the nutrients that they need, and the bacteria die, so you get less population. The other thing that xylitol does is it stops the bacteria from being so sticky, so they can't form clumps of plaque and join together to protect one another, and therefore you're going to have a cleaner, healthier mouth and less risk of tooth decay. Another thing that you can do that's nice and natural is oil pulling. Now, this has been something that goes in and out of favour, but it does work. If you go look it up, it'll tell you use coconut oil and you around your mouth for 20 minutes, and then you spit it out into a tissue, and that's going to do all these weird and wonderful things for your mouth and teeth. Now, first of all, it does not need to be for 20 minutes. 2 to 3 minutes is more than enough. Longer than that, and I think you're actually interfering with your microbiome, and you might be wiping out some of the good bacteria. Coconut oil is antibacterial, and so it can reduce those harmful bacteria in the mouth. It can create a more favourable environment for remineralisation. It also has minerals in, and that in itself will help reharden the teeth. Now, if like me, the thought of coconut oil in your mouth makes you kind of feel a bit sick, I don't like the taste of it. I just find it too strong, not that keen. I don't really like the mouthfeel of it either. You can try MCT oil, which is medium chain triglycerides. That's made from coconut. It's a liquid at room temperature, and you can just swoosh that around your mouth as well. Or you can use essential oils. You can use essential oil mouthwashes, and you can oil pull with that. They do need to be diluted, so maybe just go to your health food store and see if they've got an essential oil mouthwash, or have a look online. There's one by EcoDent that I highly recommend. Gem, that's a really good one as well, because it's got the essential oils and xylitol and hydroxyapatite, which is calcium and phosphate. You can swoosh your mouth with aloe vera, or you can rub some aloe vera on your teeth and gums. It's a really beautiful anti-inflammatory. It promotes good gum health. You can also look at using a little paste of baking soda. It can be slightly abrasive, so I wouldn't be scrubbing this on your teeth too often. or too firmly. You basically just mix up some baking soda with a little bit of water so it makes like a slurry, and then you can rub that around your teeth. The other way you can use it, and this is the way I prefer, is after you've eaten, you can make up a mix, about half a cup full of water with 1 to 2 teaspoons of baking soda. No, sorry, half a teaspoon of baking soda and half a teaspoon of 3% hydrogen peroxide. And then you just stir that up, you swoosh that around your mouth and you use it as a mouth rinse. You can also use it after you've brushed your teeth as a mouth rinse, and then you can dip your toothbrush in it and just swoosh it around and then spit out and don't rinse off. Very alkalizing, remineralizing, and the hydrogen peroxide kills off nasty bacteria, and again, it's antibacterial. So baking soda helps to neutralize acids as well because it's got a very alkaline pH. And we've touched on coconut oil, and we've touched on how it can be used as a mouthwash, but you can also, particularly if you're a mouth breather or you get dry mouth, those things will increase your risk for weak teeth and tooth decay and demineralization. And you can just rub, like lip balm almost, you can rub that on your teeth and your gums before you go to sleep, and it stops your mouth drying out quite so much during the night. Of course, professional dental care, regular dental checkups, regular cleanings. We want to remove plaque and tartar. We want to pick things up early. Now, your mainstream dentist, they're going to talk to you about fluoride treatments because fluoride is said to help harden your enamel. I see it like a little band-aid that sticks over your tooth and causes like a little barrier. I'm not a big fan of fluoride. I don't like the fact that you're going to end up ingesting it. A fluoride treatment at the dentist is super highly concentrated. Your mouth is mega absorbent. It will take that fluoride directly through the soft linings into your bloodstream and around the rest of your body. Fluoride can create issues with your iodine uptake. It can interfere with your thyroid hormone production, and there's been if you've been watching the news lately, there's been rulings in the US about the safety of fluoride in the water and what the optimal level is, and it looks like that it should be much lower than has been advocated for. And yet still, the American Dental Association will not back down from their level, going, oh, we know better than all the scientists, we know better than the court of law, and we're going to recommend the optimal level of fluoride to just stay the same. Well, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, dental profession. We need to get with this, and we need to have a look at this. So the other thing, I'll slow down and take a breath. The other thing you can use instead of a fluoride treatment, you can use remineralizing treatments, and that's products with hydroxyapatite in, the natural building blocks of your tooth. I've done videos on this. I'll link to that for you as well. And these are all things that are going to help you to have harder and stronger teeth. Now, if you want to know more about my 10 steps to remineralizing your tooth enamel, you're going to want to watch this video here.